Rocco Cross. I am the host at Stutters, as you can tell. I am the host of the Grew Room, and my interview will be coming up very soon. This is my Grew Room, and as always, welcome to my nightmare. Stay tuned. Okay, welcome to Grew, and thank you so much for taking time out of your day and coming on the show.
I'm so happy to be here and thank you so much for having me.
Definitely, yes. Like I was telling you, I'm looking forward to talking about wrestling, horror, acting, and everything else in between.
The amazing things. Oh, yes, I'm so excited for this.
Yes, exactly. So, like the first thing I wanted to start out asking you is about wrestling. Like, you are the now announcer for a couple different wrestling leagues, and what made you fall in love with pro wrestling?
So my story with wrestling is a little bit unconventional. I had more of an acting background before getting into wrestling. And so from there, uh, that acting background gave me the opportunity to get started in wrestling thanks to someone from a class at my community college. And I won't lie, it wasn't immediate me falling in love with wrestling.
Mhm.
But the more that I got into it and really seeing my peers that I get to announce and interview, watching them do it was is just amazing. And hearing the kids and how exciting the crowd gets, that's really what drew me in. So it's crazy. Like the local talent that I work with is really what brought me to fall in love with wrestling. And now I love it, and I really can't imagine myself not doing it now. So it's a very cool how you really never know where your life is going to take you, because I would never have thought this, but now it's like I can't imagine my life without it.
Oh wow, okay. And,
Yeah.
I have to ask you because I used to wrestle too. Like I did like a lot of the local shows. I did it for 10 years and then stopped.
Wow. Well, it's
Yeah.
hard on the body, so I don't blame you. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
So like the first time, because I know for me when I first walked, the first time I ever walked out to the ring to wrestle, like I was a complete wreck. I was so nervous. I screwed up a couple spots, and but when you walked out to the ring for the first time and announcing for the first time, were you like really nervous?
Absolutely. My heart was beating. I'm like, in my head, I know what I need to say, but I wanted to like look at my note cards so closely because I was like, I'm gonna say something wrong. Like I just know it because I'm so nervous. It's so weird how nerves like do that to you, because it's like
Hmm.
it's so simple. The following contest is scheduled for one fall. How can you mess that up, right? But the second you get plopped in front of a crowd
Yeah,
and for the first time,
yeah.
um, and a whole new environment, which it was for me, it's like like I want to like look at this note card. I used to write everything out, like full sentences,
Uh-huh.
everything out on my note cards. Now, thankfully, I don't have to write everything anymore. But yeah, I was very nervous, and sometimes I still get that whenever I'm debuting somewhere new,
Hmm.
because it's just a new crowd. Sometimes, like
Exactly.
where I work, you get to know the people that are coming to the shows, and it's like, oh, this is family here, like it's awesome. But every time I go somewhere new, I get a little bit of that, oh, the bubbles in my tummy and the nerves. So,
I understand. Like I was like that too. Every new wrestling promotion I would go to, like I would have that same feeling. Like right, I would be standing behind the curtain, and once my music hit, I'll be like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, I don't know, oh my god, I'm so nervous. And then
did you have any dreams before like going out? Like I wrestled one time.
oh, okay,
It was an intergender match, and I'm not a wrestler, and I only practiced for or trained for maybe 2 to 3 months, and I
gotcha.
paired with a wrestler. But that one match, the night before, I had a dream that I went out to the ring and my shoes were gone. And I'm like, "Where's my wrestling shoes?" So did you ever have like a dream like that where you were like, "Am I forgetting
Yeah.
something? Where's my gear? Am I missing
Yes.
something?"
I don't know. I had a dream a couple times. I left my gear home, and then one time I actually did.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I guess
Luckily,
you gotta
because I
go out in jeans.
when I wrestled, I painted my face up, and luckily there was someone there that had the face paint, and I could paint my face up, and I just had to come out in street clothes.
Oh, oh my gosh. Okay, at least you had the face paint. I actually had a wrestler that forgot his face paint before. We had to do like a quick run to Walmart because uh we were like you can't go out without the
No,
paint.
no, you can't.
One time I made the mistake of calling his war paint makeup, and that became a whole chant like it's not makeup, and I'm like, "Oh my God, I
Yeah.
it's not makeup to me. I'm sorry. Don't yell at me, people. Stop."
I I know I that happened like one time. Someone's like, "Oh, don't forget to put on your makeup." I went, "It's face paint, not makeup."
Face paint, war paint. No offense to anyone, I'm so sorry. It's just like I'm a girl. We call it makeup,
Well,
like no
yeah,
matter what it
exactly.
is. Oh my God.
Yeah, yeah, but those nerves are real. Like that's like a real thing because the first time I ever went out to the ring to wrestle, and I remember going over my match with the guy I was doing it with, and then as soon as I went out there, I blanked. Like
Forget
I
it.
forgot. I didn't remember any spots. I had to just wing it, and oh my god.
Yeah, I was lucky because I get to write everything on a note card. So if I ever blank, I just have to go whoop, and there it is. Okay, cool, cool, cool. You guys,
Exactly.
you have it way harder. You have to, call your match and hope for the best once you're out
I
there. So
yes, yes, it is. It's a lot of nerves.
yeah.
So once you start getting involved with wrestling, like, and I'm sure you start watching it and watching the matches, and like, who were some of the wrestlers that you loved watching?
Okay, well, Roman Reigns, I feel like that could be slightly controversial because, some people hate him, but I really enjoy watching him. Bianca Belair.
Yeah,
Um, Honestly, all of the women in WWE were fabulous to watch. Um, Strangely enough, I remember seeing Logan Paul having his debut, being like, this is awesome. Like, I kind
yeah,
of love seeing someone that's not really from wrestling coming in and doing such an amazing job. Like, even Bad Bunny, for example. Like,
yeah.
all of those people that like take it so seriously and do such a good job. I love to see it. But honestly, I enjoy watching everyone. I like wrestling now. And like I didn't grow up watching wrestling. But now it's very enjoyable and I won't lie though, watching the people that like I get to ring announce is just extra
Yeah.
special because I get to see how much they've evolved and like have their
Mhm.
character development and all of that. And that's really, really fun to see where, you start with someone 2 years ago and then you see them now and it's like, wow, you are so cool. It's just extra special to be along with others in this crazy journey of wrestling and acting and all of that, all of it. So, yeah.
So like you say like watching like all these guys from like starting up until now,
Mhm.
and are there any matches that you loved seeing live, like for the local wrestlers? Like, was there like a match that
Mm.
stood out to you that you like watching live?
Okay, well, I'm not gonna be able to say, oh, oh my gosh, that is such a hard question. You have no idea.
Oh,
Um, I am just gonna have to do like a plug for both of the companies that I like the two pillars of where I work.
okay.
Combat Zone Wrestling. I enjoy watching all of the matches so much. All of the
Yes.
guys are wonderful. They're talented. Um, yeah. I mean, I guess they've been trying to promote a match that happened in December. It was Griffin McCoy versus Kenta.
Mhm.
Fabulous, fabulous
That
match.
was a good match. I saw that.
Oh, you saw that?
Yeah.
Amazing. Yeah,
That
that
was a really good match.
oh my God. Those two left it all in the ring.
I know.
It was amazing. And then I'm gonna say for Capital Championship Wrestling, which
Mhm.
is all women's promotion, um, oh God, this is so hard. I'm gonna maybe say it was a championship match at Kylan King versus Vita Von Star.
Okay.
Kylan King, that woman is so powerful and so amazing, and I've actually watched her evolve. Like she's now with Impact
Yeah.
Wrestling, and starting with her last year, like I've seen her just grow and only get better and better every time I see her. So any type of match watching her is always a pleasure also. So, but overall, both you could watch the entire match through. We have so much talent, and it is wonderful to watch. So I wouldn't complain about watching any of those matches.
Yeah. CZW Combat Zone Wrestling. Like I that's an amazing wrestling promotion. Like I actually did a couple things for them at one time. Like I wasn't with them, but I did like little appearances here and there with them. And then
Wonderful.
one of the wrestlers, one of my good buddies, Trent Acid, passed, and we had like a a show for him to raise money for his mom for the funeral and all that.
Wow. That's
And yeah, it's a really good like league. And Hyde, I think he's still in charge, right?
yes, he is. Yes, he is.
Yeah, he's like super nice. And
Yeah,
yeah.
him and I get along very, very well. He's very he cares a lot about the development of talent, and he really tries to uh help you and figure out like what are your goals, and I want to see you grow and get
Yeah.
better, and that makes a big difference having a promoter call you and check up on you. It's not just shows, it's like, hey, like what do you want to do, like how are you doing, like let's talk about your goals, and I just think that's really important, and it makes him stand out. And I'll say the same for Marcello, who's the promoter of CCW. Both of them
Okay.
have been incredible in helping me with my development.
That's
So
awesome.
shout out to both of them for that.
No, yeah, I like I watch like all wrestling. I mean, I'm not in it anymore, but like I still watch this stuff. I mean, I live in Philly, so Combat Zone Wrestling is like sort of a home wrestling promotion for me, because that's where they're based. They were based out of Philly.
Oh, wonderful. Yeah, it's like 15-20 minutes from Philly. So
Yeah, exactly.
you're based in Philly.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
wonderful. Cool. You got to
Yeah,
come to our shows again.
I
It's happening.
well, I'm actually friends with Vinny from CZW, so because me and him know someone that I'm friends with, and that's how me and him met.
Are you speaking of Mr. Vinny Talata?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
The
This is so
part
funny.
party guy, the drinker.
Party guy. Mr. Post Game. Have you seen all their posts? They're
I
posting for
did.
Cinco de Mayo. They are crazy.
That
Him
was
and Miami Mike. They're quite the duo.
they are, yes. Yeah, he definitely lives his gimmick, and
Oh yeah,
that's good. That's great.
for sure. Absolutely.
She's like, absolutely.
Oh, they do. Trust me. I see the CZW after hours on my vlog, and him and Miami Mike always help make it more entertaining. So yes.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And I know this is probably going to be like another hard question.
Oh
I
God. Okay.
I see I see you interviewed a lot of wrestlers too, like the backstage the interviews and stuff.
Uh-huh.
What is there one interview that was like the most fun for you, like either the most funny or the most fun?
I'm gonna say maybe not most fun, but an interview that I kind of remember as a milestone,
Mhm.
was a sit down interview that I did with Brian Johnson. And this
Yeah.
is from a promotion called MCW. And for me, interviewing was a little bit harder to jump into as someone that I started interviewing before ring announcing, so that was me is on a fresh slate. Um, and it took me a little bit to get the hang of things.
Okay.
I was maybe like overthinking it and getting in my own head. But I remember doing that sit down interview and thinking to myself, okay, this went really well, and like I can do this. I can do this. And Brian, I don't know if you're familiar with him, but he's
Hmm.
not the most pleasant character. Um, but it went well, and it was interesting to get to interview someone that was, not as happy to be interviewed, I guess you could say. I had to ask him some pushing the buttons type of questions, and that was fun to deal with. So I'm gonna go with that one. That was definitely a special moment for me, feeling like, okay, I'm meant to be here, and like this is something that I like to do and I want to do it.
Okay, so at least you know what you want to do. That's awesome.
Yeah, absolutely.
And what do you love most about like doing this part, like the wrestling part, doing the interviews, the announcing?
The fact that everyone that I work with are awesome. They're great personalities. It's just fun being in a locker room full of people that are just big hams. Like everyone has very large personalities, and it's just fun to be around it.
Yeah.
I know I don't have to deal with the stress that like a promoter would have to deal with. I've been in some car rides with promoters, and they're on the phone, like they want to pull their hair out, and I'm like, yay, I get to interview people, I get to ring announce, I get to talk to the fans. Woohoo. I'm like, and it's like a crashing, burning bridge behind the promoter, like, oh my gosh. Um, so yeah, that's definitely the funnest part for me.
And who would be like your dream person to interview? Like my dream guy person is Chris Jericho. Like I would love to interview him. I reached out to AEW a couple times trying to get him, and it was always like a no. But
Hey, never stop trying, because I hope you get that for yourself. That would be really, really cool.
yeah.
Oh my gosh. So to fulfill my childhood dreams, I'm gonna have to say The Rock. So
Oh,
while I did not grow up watching wrestling, I'm going to mention The Mummy and The Rock as the Scorpion King. And I kind of was obsessed with him ever since then. And
okay.
because of his background, obviously starting in wrestling, uh,
Hmm.
that is the guy. I would love to interview him. And he just seems amazing. 10 out of 10
Yeah.
overall. And I think that I would have a lot of fun getting to chat with him.
Oh yeah, I mean he's like super down to earth. Like as big of a star as he is, like he's still the same guy like you see on wrestling. Like he's funny. He still makes his jokes, and
Mhm.
he's just very entertaining. Like that's not just a gimmick.
Yes, and I also love that he is trying to like, do good things in the community. I see him,
Hmm.
donating things, and
Yeah.
it was, I think he gave away a car, and I love people that want to pay it forward and
Oh
just
yeah.
bring good into the world. I think we all need more of that. So all of those things are reasons, just like, let me interview you.
Right. Exactly. And would you love to? I mean, I'm sure you would. That's everyone's dream, like to do something with like Impact, AEW, or WWE.
Absolutely. I would love to get there. And I'm working every day towards being the best ring announcer, best interviewer that I can be. So that way, maybe I will have that opportunity one day. It's a journey, so I try not to get too caught up in the destination. I'm really trying to like hone in to just enjoying every event, being the best I can be at it, and hoping that that takes me in the right direction. But it's sometimes when you focus too much on the destination, it makes the journey not as fun.
Yeah,
So
that's true.
I like to have fun, and of course, I would love the opportunity. It would be an absolute honor to work with any of the above companies. So I'm still working for it, and hopefully, the opportunity will come one day.
Yeah, exactly. And you say you did acting before wrestling. So how did you get your start in acting?
Acting dates all the way back to like middle school Rosaria, starting out in church choir and then
Oh,
going into musicals and like the middle school plays.
oh wow.
So that's kind of where I started. And then I kind of teetered away through my high school years. I decided to play sports in high school. What was I thinking? No, okay. Um, actually, I really enjoyed playing sports too. But when I got to college, I kind of felt that itch for wanting to be into things more creative again. And so I started doing some acting classes and while doing my degree as well. So it took me a little longer to graduate, but I was getting in those electives of classes that I really wanted to be in, not just the classes you have to take to
Well,
graduate,
yeah, exactly.
you know? So that's sort of how it started. And then, you start auditioning and you do some independent stuff. And I've done some really fun independent films, and a couple print advertisements and small commercials. And I'm, working every day to level up my craft in acting as well. And so, yeah, my last movie was called Crack Coon, and I just wrapped, let's see, like last week, and
Okay.
I am so excited for this movie. It is going to be so insane. It's wild. It's called Crackoon, you know?
Well,
Um,
yeah, I could only imagine what it's about.
oh my God. I'll have to send you some behind the scenes photos. Like,
Okay.
Raccoon is awesome. We've got some amazing kills. Like, I'm just
Nice.
like, I
Nice.
just cannot wait. Like, I'm dying for it to be done already. Like, we just wrapped a week ago, and I'm like, is it done yet? Please be done. I just want it to be out there. So much fun. Fuzzy Monkey Films and the director Brad Twigg is amazing to work with. And yeah, you're gonna have to check it out. I want to hear what you
Oh
think.
my God, yeah.
Crazy.
Like I interviewed Brad like a while ago, um,
Really?
for the first Wrestle Massacre. Yeah.
Oh, cool. And
Yeah.
I watched Wrestle Massacre one of the nights that we were on set because
Oh, really?
I'm gonna be in Wrestle Massacre too.
Yeah.
So I mean I kind of had to focus, on the Crackoon script. So I have my Wrestle Massacre 2 script, which I haven't kind of dug into yet, but I was like, you know what? I need to watch Wrestle Massacre 1. So like we were just having like an indie movie night pretty
Yeah.
much. And we were just watching all the stuff that a lot of people have been in. And so I watched Wrestle Massacre and I was like, oh yeah, I'm so ready for Wrestle Massacre too. Like I get it and let's do this. Like this is gonna be fun.
The Wrestle Massacre was great. Like it definitely, in my opinion, it definitely was an amazing mix of horror, gore, and wrestling. Like it
Yes.
was a perfect mix. Like I said, my two favorite things in the world is wrestling and horror.
Yeah.
So that was the perfect movie for me.
Oh my gosh, that is so amazing to hear because we had our Indiegogo campaign and
Mhm.
I'm like, if you like wrestling and you like horror, hello, bam, right here. Wrestle Massacre 2 guys, like come support us, like you are gonna love it. Um, and I'm so glad to hear that because that's
Yes.
really what it is.
Oh
It's the
yeah,
perfect combo and I'm very excited for Wrestle Massacre 2. I believe we're going to
definitely.
be filming in July, so
Oh,
yeah, yeah, little tip off for you guys there.
okay. I don't know if you heard of this movie. There's another like good wrestling horror movie that's out, and Rey Mysterio's uncle, Rey Mysterio Sr., stars as the killer in the movie.
Oh, what is
It's
it
called
called?
Maniac.
Oh my God. Okay. Mental note to go check that one out because yes, yes. WrestleMania. Oh my God.
Wrestle main main
WrestleManiac.
maniac. Yeah, so
Maniac.
I'll
Okay, that's
definitely
so much better.
send
I was
like
like, I'm
the
sorry. Okay, yeah.
yeah, I'll definitely send you that because I like Rey Mysterio Jr., like his uncle Rey Mysterio Sr. He plays the killer who's basically a wrestler who comes back from the dead and he hides in this like little small town and it's crazy. It is.
I'm ready. I'm excited. Like that's gonna be on my list this week. I'm definitely gonna check that out.
And was like your first I was looking at your like IMDb was your first role a horror short the back page that
Yes,
was
it
your first
was.
role.
That was
Okay.
my first role. Wow, you did your research. I have very fond memories of that film. I don't know if it's anywhere though, because it went through, let's see, the film festivals. It
Mhm.
actually won a festival called Holly Shorts in LA. And
Wow.
so I flew out to LA and I got to go to the premiere, and it was
Ah.
amazing to see myself on like the big screen. That was like my first time. It was a very small role, but that was super fun. Backpage and the director, Brandon Leisure, and Everett, like they were just great guys to work with. And I worked with them on a couple other things after that.
Okay.
Yeah, I think they're more leaning into like commercial versus film right now, but
Gotcha.
that was definitely a really fun journey with them. And that really kind of gave me my taste of like being on a set and getting that experience. And so
Hmm.
I'm super thankful that they brought me in. And funny story about that. So the character that they brought me into audition for, I was very surprised because like the definition or the like the character description is pretty blonde girl, and her name was like Emily or something. So I'm like, hey, I'm like talking to him face to face because this was like before COVID, so you actually went to your auditions in person.
Well, yeah, exactly.
So I was like, I just have a question. I don't really fit the description. And he was like, oh, we're gonna change your name, and you're really? And so like Emily became Catalina, and I'm like, okay, here we go.
Oh, I,
So it was just kind of funny how like you read these descriptions, and it's like,
you're like, yeah, I don't have blonde hair.
yeah, I was like, I do not have blonde hair and I don't look like Emily, so I'm not sure if this is gonna work. But thank you for inviting me here to audition. It was cool. It was awesome. So it
Nice, nice.
was a pleasant surprise. I was like, oh great, I don't have to be blonde. Amazing.
Right, exactly. I'm like, oh, I have to wear a wig now.
Right.
And another horror film, Shriek Show. Like, what drew you to want to play Alex in the movie in the horror movie?
So Shriek Show actually, I got introduced to Brad through
Hmm.
wrestling,
Oh,
surprisingly.
really?
It's weird. So I get into wrestling from movies, from a class, and then I'm in wrestling, and then someone in wrestling introduces me to Brad Twigg, horror director. Full circle. It's just cool to like how it all just happens like that.
Hmm.
But basically I introduced myself to Brad, and he was like, hey, like I have this role. And so like I read into it, and I was like, okay, this was going to be one of my first main character roles here. So I
Oh,
was like,
wow.
I'm excited. Like I've been like a primary talent for like a commercial, but this was like
Hmm.
my first like full feature where I'm like part of the main cast. And so I don't think I was picky. I was like, yes, yes, yes. And I love horror already. And
Yeah.
so I'm not going to spoil anything, but there were some certain scenes that I had to do that were like checking off bucket list type stuff for me. It involves blood and, that type of stuff. So it was just a no-brainer for me to be a part of it, and I'm very proud of it. And that we got stuck with COVID during that production, so it kind of
Ooh.
set some things back as far as getting it out. We had
Yeah.
reshoots. So I think everyone that was part of that cast kind of is just like so proud to see it come to fruition because of the, the setbacks that we had.
Oh wow. Okay. Well, I'm glad to see it's finally out there. I mean, COVID put a backseat to a lot of films.
Oh, yes, it did. But yeah, Shriek Show is on Tubi as well as Amazon Prime. So go check it out. See me play Alex. I had so much fun doing it and such a fun casting crew.
Nice.
Everyone Brad brings on is a good time. So, can't help but have a good time while working on his
Oh
film.
yeah. And I'm a big horror fan too. Just and so I how was it like to be on set with Tuesday Night from A Nightmare on Elm Street 4 and Felissa Rose, Angela from Sleepaway Camp? Like how was it like being around them?
So, unfortunately, I did not work on set with Tuesday.
Okay.
But Felissa was absolutely wonderful. So fun and so talented. And it's cool to even be in the same room as her. Like, I wasn't in a scene with her, but I was there when they were shooting. So
Yeah.
it's cool to just get to watch her, watch her do her thing and be in her element. And I actually did have a scene with Beverly Randolph.
Oh
Who
yeah, that's right. She's in it too.
Yes, yeah, and I mean, she played my mom, and I remember being like, "Oh my God, like I'm in a scene with Beverly Randolph." Like, "Oh my God." She is lovely, the sweetest woman. And she really made me feel comfortable. Um, and she did a little like improvisation at the very end, and it's just cool because that shows her level of like comfortability with herself
Mhm.
and her craft as an actress. Like she kind of just did her thing, and like the cameras were rolling, the scene was done, but she kind of just kept doing it. Everyone's like, yes, that was perfect. Like you're so funny. Like we love you. So that was definitely, it was just great to be on set with them all, It's
Nice. And what scene do you think you had the most fun filming for the horror movie?
okay, there's a big chase scene where I am running through a cornfield. And what can be more fun running from clowns, being chased, being through a cornfield? It might not look like fun in the movie, but it was
Yeah.
a blast, like a blast. And then the scene that follows the chase scene is most definitely a favorite. Um, you know, um, Not to spoil anything, but there was a death scene. So this is your spoiler alert. Don't watch if you want to know what happens to me in Shriek Show. But that was my very first death scene, and
Wait,
that
really?
yes, that was
Oh wow.
super super so cool. I remember like having I had to like get some stuff uh like sprinkled into my eyes to get my eyes all bloodshot, and like all of the special effects and all the stuff and the blood, and I'm just like, yeah, I was covered in it. That is definitely one of my top moments. I have always wanted to do that. As a kid, my dream was to be in a Halloween horror movie.
Yes.
That's like probably one of my favorite movies ever. All of them.
Oh yeah.
4 and 5, love them.
Yes, definitely.
Those are like,
Definitely.
oh, I just every Halloween I'm watching those like over and over again. So having to get that fulfilled, getting to actually be killed in a horror movie is like the most cool thing I've ever done. I swear, like that is just, it was a dream come true. Fulfilling
Yes.
my childhood dream of like getting murdered in a movie.
Right. Exactly.
Am I weird? No.
That's what makes horror fans the best.
We're like, please stab me. No.
I was freaking out because the new Halloween films, the James Jude Courtney plays Michael Myers in the last three Halloween films, and I got to interview him.
Wow.
Yes,
I
and I was like
didn't
freaking out. It's like, oh my God, you're Michael Myers. I'm like,
Michael, hey. You're like taking a little side note, like, "Oh, hey."
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
so cool. Michael doesn't like staring each other down.
um,
That's so cool. Congratulations on that. That's it's really cool. Like I said, you like interview people and like you see them doing their thing and their journey. So, and you're like, wow, I interviewed you and like, look at you, you're doing all this stuff. Like, it's awesome.
I know exactly. Uh, One of these days, I'll have Jericho. I'm putting it out there in the universe. One of these days.
We're manifesting this for you. We will speak this into existence. You will have Chris Jericho. Yes.
Okay, thank you.
I love that. I love positive energy. If you
Yes.
speak all good things come. You know,
Oh yeah, definitely. Thank you.
of course.
And was there any funny or cool stories from the set from filming Shriek show?
Too many to count. Like way too many to count. Oh my gosh. Um, well, okay. I'll tell you two.
Okay.
The first one is kind of just like an inside joke that we all had because we were filming at this barn and it was very, very cold and like it was raining and you pull your car up and all of a sudden you just see this gigantic pile of horse manure, like
Ooh.
huge. And like everyone, it's just like it's just there. And that sort of just became like a running gag, like, oh, like you're going into the pile, or like whatever. Like, and we're all just like dying laughing about it. And it obviously doesn't smell that great back there.
No,
And
don't.
we're all just like, we're just having a good old time laughing about it. The second story I'm gonna say kind of was started on set and then led off of set. My car had its battery die at the
Oh
very top
no.
of this hill with the giant horse manure the day that I was killed. So I am covered in blood, like my skin is stained. I'm I look a disaster. We're calling AAA. My car is at the top of this
Oh
horse
no.
mountain, and we have to like push the car down. And the next thing you know, the tow truck driver just looks at me, and I'm like looking at him. I At first I was like, I can explain, like this is what it looks like. I know this looks crazy. Like it's just a movie. I'm okay. Um. And I actually had to take, it was like an hour and a half ride back because I was in West Virginia at that
Oh my.
and I live in Maryland. So this tow truck driver was not happy. And here I am in this just I had cheetah boots on also because it was raining and manure. So I'm muddy, I'm blood covered. And this guy is like, I have to drive this girl to Maryland. Are you kidding me? Actually, the first tow truck driver was like, I'm not taking you home. And I was like, wait, what? That's what
Oh
you're
my
supposed
God.
to
Are you serious?
He was like, I'm not, I'm sorry. And I was like, but what do I do? Like, I can't do anything. So he had to call his boss, and his boss was the one that came and just like looking at me like, all right, I guess we're going to Maryland.
Oh my God. That's crazy.
Yeah, it was crazy. Definitely an experience. But everyone on set was wonderful. And honestly, just like the four characters, me, Bruce, Yasmin, and Justin, those are
Mhm.
real names, not their character names, but being in the car with them, like everything was laughs. Like
Oh, okay.
just having fun. But when we were not filming, we were just laughing at ourselves and having a good time. Like it was just really great dynamics with them. It felt so natural working with them. So overall, actually on the Shriek Show DVD, um,
Hmm.
there's like some like interviews from us and like they all have
Oh,
their own
okay.
little side stories and it's super super fun to hear everyone else's stories because there were so many. So if anyone's ever interested in that, like that's a cool perk that comes with like the DVD Blu-ray, because get to hear some crazy stories about
Yeah.
things happen, especially on the indies, like,
I know.
like lots of stuff. So definitely check that out if you guys like little interviews. So
Sweet. Okay.
yeah.
And I know the movie didn't start filming yet, but can you tell us who Julie is going to be in Wrestle Massacre too?
I can't give you any more information on that.
Okay.
Um, Actually, for the reason that I just spent the last month studying my character for Crackoon, um, who was named Finn. So I can tell you a little bit about that character.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
so Finn is a little bit of a misfit. She does not quite fit in with the group that she's in. And I was coming up with a lot of scenarios trying to figure out like how am I placed here? And I came up with some stuff and it definitely made it make more sense for myself. But she's a little rough around the edges, little childhood trauma. And it was really fun to play someone that has a little bit of a tougher exterior. Because usually I've just kind of played like the hey girl, like, Alex was like medium serious.
Yeah.
And like in the back page, I was just like a drunk girl named Catalina. Um, so getting to play Finn with someone that as a more serious person, it was fun. It was definitely out of my element. And that was fun. So more info to come as far as Julie. Um,
Okay.
you guys are gonna have to wait on that one.
All right. All right. Well, in the first film of Wrestle Massacre, what was your favorite kill? There were plenty of gore, plenty of blood, plenty of kills in the first one.
I think, oh God, the one with Jimmy Flame. Oh
Yes.
God, that one, oh, so good. And I just love Jimmy, like Jimmy's character, like you kind of just wanted him to get it because
I
he's
know
such a jerk.
exactly.
I all of them were just, oh, they were brutal.
They were brutal. They
There
were
were some
very
brutal
brutal
kills
scenes.
in that movie. I'm gonna say killing Jimmy Flame's character was pretty good.
Oh,
And I also
definitely.
like the character that Nick played. Oh God, I
Mhm.
can't remember his name. Oh no, I'm blanking on his name, but we'll just stick with Jimmy Flame. That was one of my top kills there.
Okay. And I'm happy to see that Ri- Richie is coming back to play him again because
Yeah.
I'm actually going to be interviewing him at the end of the month.
Fabulous. That's
Yeah.
wonderful. So maybe he'll be able to give you guys some more insight since he can really talk about, the first movie and maybe what he wants to bring to the table for Wrestle
Exactly.
too. But
Exactly. Yeah.
I can't picture it being played by anyone else after watching it. Like he
I know.
definitely he has a vibe and uh yeah, very very exciting. That's so cool that you're gonna interview him. That's awesome.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That, like I said, that movie was great. I loved it.
Um,
And since we're speaking of horror and wrestling, who do you think had the best horror gimmick in wrestling? Like me, I love Sue Young. Like I think she had one of the best, like the undead bride and the bridesmaids and living in the dark realm.
I am actually going to second that and agree with you because
Okay.
um, I, one, have worked with Sue Young. I've ring announced her. I've seen her gimmick in person, which is
Mhm.
amazing. I've seen her perform in person. And I did the Icons Philadelphia wrestling convention, and me and her were at a table together. And so the Stu Young vibe and like the way she interacts with like the fans, like she like has her scarf and she's like, and they're like, oh, and I'm like, and she's all like, grr, like it's great. Like she's got it down. And yeah, 100% a fan of Stu Young. I'm,
Yeah,
I'm gonna second that one.
she's amazing. She
Yeah,
is. She's really amazing. So,
I absolutely agree with that. She's fabulous.
and what are some of your favorite horror films to watch?
Like I mentioned, the Halloween whole genre of them, I absolutely love them. Texas Chainsaw Massacre,
Yeah.
definitely. all of them too. Let's see. I will watch almost everything, like Friday the 13th, all of those classic slashers.
Oh,
I
of
think I'm
course.
into slashers. I think that's my thing. Um, I don't as much love like demons for some reason.
Okay.
That actually really kind of scares me. Um, I got exposed to horror at such a young age. I remember watching The Exorcist at like
Yeah.
7 years old.
Oh
And
my God.
my dad had no filter and he put it on. And I remember we were on the couch and he like fell asleep. And I was sitting on the couch and I'm just watching The Exorcist. And I'm so scared I cannot move. Like
Well, yeah, I'm sure.
it was like at the point where like I just I'm watching and I don't want to watch anymore, but I'm like, this thing's gonna come out of the TV and murder me, so I'm gonna stay here with my dad on the couch. So after that, I feel like any type of paranormal, like demon taking people over, those movies scare me a lot, even
Mhm.
though of course I still watch them. Um, Let me think if there's any other favorites I have. Ooh. Well, I see you have Chucky in the background,
I
and
do.
all the Child's Play movies. They're fun. They're
They are. They're a lot of fun.
like I fully enjoy all of those. So, yeah, I'm gonna go with like Texas Chainsaw, the Halloween genre. Those are probably like the ones like I can just put on and just watch
Mhm.
like a kid in a candy shop. Like I'm just like, yay, I'm happy I'm watching this.
And that's my favorite kind of horror films too, the slasher films. Like I love those films. They're so much fun.
They really are. They're a good time. I love watching them. The new Texas Chainsaw, do you have thoughts on that one? The one that's on Netflix?
Oh, I saw that. Yeah, it was okay.
So
It,
I didn't hate that movie, and I know everyone hated it, but I'm like, I don't hate this. Like that bus scene where he's
that
just
was crazy. Yes,
killing everyone, like
that
that
was crazy.
it was brutal. It was definitely a different take. But I thought they did some cool things with it, and I liked it kind of, please don't come after me, anyone. Like I kind of liked it, but of course it doesn't compare to, the originals.
Well, yeah, of course, but it
Yeah,
would be hard to.
yeah,
I,
but
I I thought the one with Jessica Biel was almost as good as the first one.
I will agree with that. I
Yeah.
love that one. Jessica Biel is fabulous. That one is great. Yeah, uh I definitely watched that one over 10 times.
Oh
Like,
my God, I love that movie. It's so good.
yeah, definitely.
You ever go to any like horror cons too, like the horror conventions? They're so much fun.
I did go to a few when I was younger with my dad. My dad was
Mhm.
sort of the one that uh put horror right in front of me as a kid, and I guess I had no choice but to grow up liking it. Or he just terrified me so bad. I watched it so much that I just became immune. I don't know. So we definitely did a few. The one in Hunt Valley, what is that one?
Yeah, yeah. The oh God, Monster
Yes, yes,
Mania.
yep,
Yeah.
Monster Mania. So I definitely went to that one a few times. But the first convention that I actually worked, like trying to promote Shriek Show,
Mhm.
was a creature feature, and that was in Gettysburg, I
Oh,
think.
okay.
And that was fun. It's fun walking around and seeing everyone at their tables. I
Yeah.
definitely would like to do more. But I'm also doing another wrestling one for Baltimore Celeb Fest.
Oh, yeah. I heard of that one. Yeah.
I'm gonna be there May 21st with Capital Championship Wrestling. So I'll have some
Nice.
streak show stuff. I'll have some posters and pictures. So it'll be fun. Hopefully, there's gonna be a good crowd. So come say hi if you're gonna come to Baltimore Celeb Fest.
Oh my God, nice.
Yeah.
And what about music? Like, what's some music do you like listening to?
I love all music. Fun fact, singing, I love to sing. I've sang the national anthem a handful of times. Twice at a wrestling event, and another time just for an event, just a regular old
Oh,
event.
that's awesome.
So I love music. I grew up, like I said, singing in chorus. So anything that sounds beautiful, I like, but I can kind of vibe to almost all music. Um,
Okay.
it depends on my mood, but um, I like country music. I like rap music. Um, there's this band called Odessa. I don't really know what genre they fall into. It's kind of like hippie vibes. That one is also very fun. Disney music.
There you go.
Yeah, I kind of I kind of like, I love slasher movies. I love singing Disney songs. If you want to put me in a musical and sing like happy songs like that, I'm into that too. So I'm very, there's many layers going on here. But yeah, I can vibe to whatever's on the radio also, as long as it sounds nice. And I like just there's so many talented musicians out there, so I can vibe with almost anything.
Okay. Well, you say you like to sing, so what would be your go-to karaoke song?
I love A Thousand Miles. That one's just fun. It's by Vanessa. Oh God, I can't remember her last name. Carlton, Vanessa Carlton. And any Disney song like the Aladdin, A Whole New
Yeah.
World. If I'm
Yeah.
doing a duet, that's gonna be it. Actually, you can see me and Vinny singing A Whole New World on my YouTube vlog. You might have to go back a couple videos, but we definitely sang A Whole New World. I'm so sorry, Vinny, for putting this out there. Um, and then we had Boom Harden singing. Like we have a lot of fun at CZW. Um,
Oh my God, I have to watch that now. Like
yeah,
I had
check
no
it
idea
out.
you and Vinny did that.
Oh
Okay.
yeah. Oh yeah. Yes, yes, yes. It's there. Sorry, it's there forever. Sorry, Vinny.
What's your drink of choice if you're out? Because I mean, if you're hanging with Vinny, you're definitely drinking.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Okay, my drink of choice is either a sweet red wine or this is kind of weird, but a vodka with water, and I add lemon juice with it, like either three lemons themselves, or I ask them to add just like lemon juice to it. Um, Try to stay away from too much sugar.
Yeah.
And I just the vodka water, it just tastes like water with lemon. It's really good. And everyone thinks I'm crazy until I make them taste it, and they're like, "Oh, this isn't that bad." I'm like, "Yeah, it's
Yeah.
good." And then you don't wake up with like for me, the hangovers happen from too much sugar. And
True.
so eliminating that, but margaritas too. But if I'm like out and when you're dancing, vodka water all the way. That's my drink. I'm
Okay.
staying hydrated. I'm, doing my thing at the same time.
I
That
like it.
that's the way to go for me.
Oh man, I might actually try that. Like I like that. That sounds awesome.
Yeah, let me know what you think. Everyone that's
Okay.
tried it, they are always surprised and they're always like, "Okay, I can do this." Like I've tried all my friends drink vodka water with lemon now. Like
Nice.
start it. No.
And what about what's your favorite cheat food to eat?
So I come from an Italian and Colombian background. So it's definitely gonna be some type of pasta dish that my mom makes. 100%. Like if I'm like dieting and like I'm, staying away and eating clean, I'm like dreaming of my mom's pasta and meatballs. I'm like, I just want my mom's cooking. So that's definitely one of my favorite cheat meals. Anything my mom makes, some sort of pasta base, was like a go-to cheat meal for me.
Okay, there you go. And is there anything coming up for you that you want to plug, or like a wrestling show, a movie?
I don't know how soon you'll have this out, but tomorrow, Combat Zone Wrestling, we are having an afternoon of main events at the State Theater in Havre de Grace, bell time 5 p.m. Wrestle Massacre 2, everyone stay tuned. We're going to be filming in July. And I'm going to plug my YouTube. I've mentioned it a couple of times, but
Yeah, your vlog, right?
yeah, I
Yeah.
vlog my shows, and every show is different. shenanigans happens, if there's not after hours, then you're gonna see me on the side of the road, or you're gonna see me taking care of my dog, or you're just gonna see me doing something. Like every day is different. So definitely check those out. My YouTube is Rosaria Elsa. But yeah, I have a lot of fun, getting to document the things that happen, getting ready for a wrestling event. And sometimes it's as simple, just like, let's just get ready with me and I'll do my little makeup routine. So if any of the ladies like to watch that, like that's something I also put on the vlog. But yeah, that's pretty much it right now. And other than to stay tuned for Crackoon, oh, I I'm sure I'm gonna get just as excited for Wrestle Massacre 2, because I mean wrestling, horror, the combination,
Yes.
it's impossible
Yes.
not to be excited. But right now I am just so excited for Crackoon, and stay tuned because I know everyone that was a part of it is very excited for it as well.
That is just a funny. Every time you say that, it makes me smile. Like that's such a cool name.
Crackoon. Yeah, it's almost hard to say it and not smile because, it's ridiculous, but that's the whole point, and the whole movie is just as ridiculous. Some very strong comedic moments, and I'm just so excited to see it all come together.
Well, me being a horror fan, I'm looking forward to seeing it.
Oh, can't wait. Thank you so much for supporting it too. Like that
Oh
means a
yeah.
lot. That means a lot.
Well, yeah. Like I like all kind, like main horrors, local independent horror. Like I did see Shriek Show and Killer can't camp out because I know
Mhm.
you're going to be in the second one.
Oh yeah.
Like I saw the first one. I saw Wrestle Massacre. So yeah, I definitely watch like a lot of those.
Well, we appreciate everyone that supports it. Like, we're following our dreams. We're having a good time doing it. Oh yeah, I did forget about Killer Camp Out too. That one's in post-production, so that one could be coming out in a few months. So
Oh,
definitely
okay.
stay tuned for that one also. I don't know for sure. But yeah, be on the lookout. That one will be finished before Crackoon. So.
Ooh, okay, nice. And lastly, is where can fans follow you at?
So I'm most active on Instagram at Rosaria with two A's. So it's Rosariaa Elsa, Elsa. And same name on Twitter and Facebook, and TikTok, Rosaria Elsa across the board. But mostly active on Instagram if you want to see like where I'm at shows or like kind of like some day-to-day stuff. That's where you'll see most of that. And then of course the vlogs, YouTube at Rosaria Elsa. So yeah, give me a follow. Let's chat. Let's have fun and come along and enjoy the journey with me, guys.
Yes, definitely. And watch you sing a duet with Vinny.
Yeah, please watch me sing a duet with Vinny. I'm like, poor Vinny. Oh my God, he's gonna watch this and be like, oh, thanks, Rosaria. Sorry.
Well, thank you so much for doing this. It's been so much fun chatting. Like
Awesome.
anyone who loves wrestling and horror, I love that.
Yeah, same to you. Like I love that you also have this passion for horror and wrestling. Thank you so much for having me. It's
Definitely.
so excited. I look forward to checking out more of your interviews. Oh my God, you have a dog.
I do.
Your dog's
He
name.
was sitting on me like the whole time.
Oh my God, you just introduced him to me. I
Yeah,
love him. Oh my God. Is he a Maltese?
he is, yeah. Yeah.
Okay, fun fact for everyone before we end this. I'm a crazy dog girl. I grew up a crazy
Oh,
dog
okay.
girl. I love dogs. I used to have books with like all the dog breeds and I would just like look at the pages. He's so cute. What is his name or hers?
Buddy.
Hi, buddy.
That's his
Oh my
name,
God,
Buddy.
buddy's so cute. Oh my God. Mom, bring me Yoda. I have to introduce you to my dog.
Okay, okay.
Hey, Yoda.
Well,
Oh,
hey.
okay. I can't say he's just mine. I can say that, come here, baby. Oh, he's scared. Hold on. He's like, why are you, wow. Hold on. Hello,
Oh,
Yoda. Oh,
hey.
look at us. Oh, this is so
We,
cute.
we got
Oh
the
my
dogs on the
God.
show,
Buddy and Yoda.
Buddy and Yoda.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for having me. Really, I look forward to seeing this get posted and definitely checking out the rest of your content. So
Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you.
awesome. Well, have a good day.
All right, you too.
Awesome. Bye.
Bye. Okay.